What's up, model building fans? Hey, it's Brian, and we're doing the final on Project Jade. Oh, yes. First thing you'll notice is there is some blue tack down here holding her in place because she's a roller, and I've already had her take off on me once here from the base, so we're trying to keep her corralled. So we started off with the Revel Kit, the most modern version of it, which is this one right here, the Wrangler Rubicon, which comes with the famous lifeguard decals that are spelled incorrectly, which I just love having to mention because I knew that they were spelled incorrectly, and I'm not that great of a speller, so I'm just very, very proud of that. So anyway, it's a totally easy fix if you want to use the lifeguard decals. I think HPI guy talked about just slicing them in half. Me and my buddy Ari Styrene were talking about that the other day. He's like, why don't we just, why don't people just fix that and just, move on with their lives? I'm like, I don't know. I like bringing it up. So it's one of the very few things in the world I get to be right about. So Project Jade, a fun little build. And I really, really think that the proportions of this particular model are really good. Jeeps are not large vehicles in their own right. I am a very large person in my own right, and a Jeep will never be in my future. However, I do appreciate them for what they are supposed to be, and I applaud anybody who's able to afford to buy one. So that's why I wanted to do this for my niece as kind of like a hey, here's a model out of my stash I get to build type of gift. So we did use the number from Splash Paints. We contacted them and gave them the paint code, and they were able to whip this up in no time flat. And here's the paint code there, which I believe is supposed to be PGH. I got that code from my brother-in-law, and I think it looks pretty darn good. And looky here. Look, I just shook this up a little bit so I could get it, but you can see where the bubble line is. I have all of this left. Yeah, I've got, if you want a fleet of Jeeps, I can paint them all the same color. I really like this edition of it because I do have the other edition, which has the monster size wheels and tires on there, which are cool, but to replicate something that you're actually going to see on the road, this is a really fun kit. My only real thing is I do kind of wish we had some sort of soft top covering we could put on there, or maybe a hard top version with the kit. But hey, it is what it is, right? I'm sure something can be modified or scratch built for that, but that's a little bit beyond my technical expertise when it comes to model building. The kit does have some really nice decals included. We have a very cool gauge cluster here decal. There is no transparent piece of plastic that goes over that, so if you want to put a coat of Future over that to give it that lens type of gloss, go for it. I was a little hesitant over it because I was a little concerned about that large of an area having the Future flow to one side or the other. I mean, if it's just like a simple circular gauge, we can just put a little dot in there. It'll find its own level and be fine. But when it's this gigantic rectangle type of situation, I'm a little hesitant to do that because I'm worried about it all running to one side or sagging or something like that. So we just left it as it is, and we kind of like how it's looking so far. Around the back side, we did do some custom license plates. We printed out some Alaska plates with the name Jade, which is what the project is. And then of course the kit does come with some cool little decals for the bumper. That one happens to say it's a Jeep thing. Now I know she doesn't have that on her Jeep, but I think it's a cool slogan and perhaps she'll like it. Around the back side here's our back end here where we sanded off all the diamond plate. I think that's looking pretty good. I did not paint the hinges to replicate the I think they have like a German gray, like a faded gray type of hinge going back there. It's like a plastic deal. I like them body color, so I just left them. And then we did do that update where we showed you how we did the mounting of the spare tire, which you guys gave me some pretty cool feedback on. So I appreciate that very much for that. Go around here to the passenger side, and there's the Snorkel. Which hers does not have. I think she wants to actually add one to hers. So perhaps this could be a representation of what she could make her Jeep into. I know that she herself, all by herself, did do a lift kit on it. I'm sure her dad helped a little bit, but she did do a lift kit on it, and she was super proud of all that stuff. And what kills me is that they're flying all the way down from Alaska to come visit us, but they're not able to bring the Jeep. So I'm like, dang it, I really want to see this thing. The kit decals also include the little Jeep logo on the side here, which fits perfectly with how it's molded on the side of the Jeeps. I think that's awesome. And let's go around. We also get side marker decals for the little fenders here. Those are nice. The carrier film for those are quite large, so you will have to trim them a little bit better because it is a small space. Our kit, everything in the kit was molded in white. There was very, very little chrome except for where the headlights are and the mirror faces. But I was very happy to see that the wheels were molded in white styrene, so we just had to prime them and paint them, and we painted them a gloss aluminum from Tamiya. I like the look of those. They look very authentic. Around the front here is the other license plate that we printed out, and we just did that on regular printer paper. We're intending to do, we glued them on here recently, so we're intending to go back over them with a thin coat of some sort of gloss, maybe a little bit of Future or something to go over them and give them a little bit of a protection. With the front of the kit, the headlight assembly is quite complex, but easily figured out, especially when you can't find your instructions because you put them in the wrong model box. But I'm not saying nothing, but yeah, the lenses are sandwiched in there. And because this is like a snap type of kit, the lenses are molded in one chunk of transparent styrene. So wait, is styrene transparent? I don't know, whatever. I have to talk to my my scientific friends about that. But the transparent piece is molded in one large lug, and it all fits together. There's little pins molded to the back side of the grill that help you line everything up. Easy build, lots of fun. Lets you focus on doing weathering and paint work and all that kind of stuff. And then we see the radiator back there. That's actually a separate piece also that all the light stuff mounts to. We just did a flat black coat on that, and then a wash of the dark gray panel liner to help bring out some of the detail. And away we went. And then something kind of clever. You see this little piece right through here? This actually has the word Jeep kind of pressed into it. That piece there covers where the screws go in from the bottom to help line everything up. So that covers all of the little lugs that the screws, so that's very, very clever on Revell's part for creating that. And then our forward turn indicators, those are actually molded transparently. And they gave us a couple of sets. So if you lose one, you got more. However, they do not give you extra lenses for the off-road lights there. I don't think her Jeep has those, but hey, I like it. They look cool. And then another cool thing is that the little buckles here to hold down the hood, those are molded separately as well and attached later on, as are the door handles. So there is lots of little detail on here to be adding to it. This little piece of tread plate down here, that's kind of cool. Kind of like a rocker anti-scrape. I don't know what you want to call that. But a little running board deal here. But yeah, I had an absolute blast building this. It didn't take as long as I had feared it would. As a matter of fact, we finished this pretty much yesterday, and I just took the rest of the day off and did the housework I needed to do. But we're going to tip her on her side so we can take a look at her underpinnings. And yeah, we had a lot of fun underneath here, getting her all nice and dirty. Like she just came off the trail and then went through a quick car wash that doesn't do the bottom side. So like most car washes don't. So yeah, we did a little resting on the exhaust system, and then we just did weathering powders all over the bottom. Some weathering powders on the tires to make them look like they're used compared to the brand new spare tire that's on the back there. So there you have it. I really give this one a thumb and a half up for being a fun little kit to build. It can be a little challenging when you do the final assembly, trying to get the body on the chassis, because there's some little slits that are molded back here that are supposed to slip over some little tabs that are on the back of the chassis. If you're not paying attention very closely, you can get a little bit too much buildup of paint in there, and it's a super tight fit. So that was one thing that was plaguing me. But in the interior, I didn't show the interior. We did do a little gloss coat on that center console. I kind of like how that's looking, and it's nice contrast to the fabric-y look of the seats. And Yeah, I really hope she likes it. I really hope she likes it. I know it's not an honest representation of what she really has at home, but hey, you know what? I hope it's close enough and it gets the job done. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. Since we're going to have company here staying with us for the next couple weeks, I will not be posting videos because I will not be building. I'm giving up my space here to my nephew so he has a place to sleep. And he's already mentioned that he's not looking forward to waking up early in the morning with me at my hobby bench while he's trying to sleep. So we'll take a break and we'll go do family things. All right, y'all, take it easy. We'll talk to you a little bit later on. Have a great weekend.